Welcome to Matters Financial and Geopolitical from a Frontier. Thank you for stopping by. Sub-Saharan Africa, everything is destroyed. 850,000 people in danger as Cyclone Idai moves west. This is a photograph from Mail and Guardian. President Filipe Nyusi said the Pungi and Buzi rivers have burst their banks, and from the air many bodies can be seen floating. This is a catastrophic climate event, and I was talking to my daughter Hannah this morning in the car, and I was saying, look, the frequency of catastrophic climate events has gone up manifold times. Rain, seen in this picture, believed to be at the beginning of Tropical Cyclone Idai, coming from central Mozambique, falls in the flooded districts of Chikwawa and Nsanje in southern Malawi. That was March 15. The main damage has been in Beira, described as a war zone by the first rescue team. Beira is the fourth largest city in Mozambique. It lies in the central region of the country in Sofala province, where the Pungwe River meets the Indian Ocean. This is a photograph by Jurgen's Reef taken on March 16. It looks as if the river is coming through Beira. And it is a terrible event, and as I said, I think this is all to do with global warming and the increased frequency of extreme climatic events. Qatar Petroleum has taken a stake in Eni and Sasol's exploration block off offshore Mozambique, having taken a stake in Exxon's exploration blocks last year. And I wrote about this in 2014 when I said Mozambique could be the next Qatar. Russian Special Presidential Envoy Bogdanov, who was here last week actually visiting President Kenyatta, said yesterday that his country will support the Sudanese people and their leadership, represented by President Omar al-Bashir, to overcome the current phase. Made the remarks during a meeting with the Sudanese VP. He expressed Russia's confidence in the Sudanese leader's ability to overcome the economic difficulties faced by the country. Now, I admit Bashir is a political Harry Houdini, otherwise he would not have lasted more than 3 decades. But as I said in January, these are the last days or end times. But the interesting point here is a point that actually Andrew Korobiko brought up as well, speaking to the centrality of Sudan in Russia's, particularly Russia's approach to Africa. So they're clearly going to support him, but I don't think he's sustainable at all. A victory at the next election in 2021 could extend the 74-year-old Museveni's rule to 40 years, one of the longest reigns in Africa, says Reuters. He was my guest at Mindspeak. It's well worth a listen. He came 4 hours late, stayed for 2.5. Have a watch. And that Korobiko article I was referencing is in Eurasia, in the Eurasia website. Has the world been ignoring an almost decade-long African spring? He asks, and says about Uganda, the country that most closely fits the criteria of the author's non-electoral regime change model is Uganda. Have a read, that link is on Rich Wrap-Ups. And now the train is stuck with the President of the Republic. At this rate, the commute from Mabopane to Bosman would be 2 hours. The train was already 2 hours late. This is President Ramaphosa, who decided to try the train out and did not have a happy experience. South African all shares up 7.65% year to date. Lots of people bullish about South African equities this year. Dollar Rand. This is a 1-year chart. If you look at that chart, we break 1460 and we got a 15 handle in a blink of an eye. Nigerian all share down 0.97% year to date. Ghana may issue dollar bonds as soon as today. It earlier implied it issue as much as $3 billion, which would make it one of the biggest sovereign Eurobonds from emerging markets this year. The Ghana Stock Exchange is down 3.54% year to date and the currency at a record low.